Now, Australia is home to about 26 million people, and amongst this, about 3.2% of the Australian population belongs to the indigenous communities. Now, for those of you who are watching us and who are not from Australia, let me in fact break it down as to how this is crucial. Now, these are people whose ancestors lived in Australia much before the white settlers, of course, arrived. Now, these people are often called the firsts, but you'll be surprised to know that they are not recognised in today's constitution in Australia. After 24 long years, the constitution could see some changes soon. It is a historical referendum to give the Aboriginal and the Torres Strait Islanders recognition. And the Australian Prime Minister, the incumbent Australian Prime Minister, got a bit teary-eyed while making this announcement. Listen in.
Are there any circumstances in which this will not be put to a vote? The answer to that is no. Because to not put this to a vote, is to concede defeat. You only win when you run on the field and engage. But I would ask for there to be a debate based upon the facts, not based upon scare campaigns which have no basis.
Now, the indigenous people were marginalised by the colonial rulers, and this was for centuries, ever since the white settlers arrived in Australia. Even before the creation of the Australian nation as we know it today, the first people did not receive recognition that they deserved. They were not mentioned in the Constitution, in the Australian Constitution. They were not granted voting rights until the 1960s, and they were forced to live in very poor socio-economic conditions. The government will be introducing a bill that would recognise these indigenous people next week. Now, Anthony Albanese has asked his fellow citizens, if not now, then when? It is unfortunate that Australia, of course, took so long to look back at its own roots. A Guardian poll has shown public support for the referendum is down 5%, but still has the backing of a majority of the people, with 59% of the people backing this referendum. Now, some indigenous groups say that it is not enough. They want the country to in fact sign a treaty with its indigenous population. After all, Australia is the only Commonwealth nation not to have done so.
To be very clear, because I was asked this question this morning.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.